Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In last video we have seen how to display data from MySQL in Next.js 14 and above in tabular format. In this video we are going to learn most important part of this, that is how to design a form for CRUD operation. Second one, we are going to learn what is server action in Next.js 14. Then we are going to use useFormStatus and useFormState hooks, especially for server action in Next.js. Then we are going to insert a data in MySQL using server action that we are going to perform. Now how to do this? First of all, we design a form for CRUD operation and then we understand what is server action. So let's start for designing a form first of all. So for that I create one more component that I will use for client side component because I have to use hooks there. So here I say modify student.js, then I say RAFCE, and this component I will use at client side. So I say use client because I am going to use hooks here, and hooks is only possible to run in a client side component. Now for client side component we need a API for modifying a data, but here we are not using API, we are using server actions. What is server action, that we understand. So we have to create this component as a use client because we are going to use hooks for server action. That's why I'm making here it's as a client component, client side rendering component. Now we start to design a form, and for that here I say first of all class name, I say container, bootstrap I am using. Then under this I'm using form, remember, and here in form I say method is post, and I'm not using any API. I say action equal to, here I'm going to pass form action. Remember that I'm going to create this form action that will execute at server side. Remember that. Now I'm designing form first of all. So I say here input type equal to, I say text, and I say name equal to SID and ID equal to SID, and placeholder equal to enter student ID, like this. Save this. I need three components like this. So second one is s name, student name. Then I say here s name, I say enter student name, like this. Here I say enter student course. Here I say s course. Here I say s course, like this. Then I need a button also. So I say button type submit. Here I give name, I say insert button, I say ID equal to insert, then under this button I put here insert. Remember that. Save this, and after that I have to use this modify here in this, about this. So here I say modify student information, like this, and I save this. So it will come in my main route here. So I refresh it, and here I will have the form if there is no error at all. So server action is not defined because I have given but I have not created. So for that I think it is running. Now we have to remove this error only. Now remember that for form action I have to create a server action component. What is server action? Now we have to learn. So we have designed a form. Now next question is, we have designed a CRUD form, but we have to understand what is server action in Next.js. And for that I open the official website. I say server action Next.js. Remember that it's the most important part nowadays, to introduce the latest one. You see, with server action you don't need to manually create API endpoint. Instead you can define asynchronous server function that can be called directly from your component. Remember that server action. Server actions are asynchronous server function. Those directly modify the value on server without using API. So it's a you can say latest you can say facility or API introduced in Next.js 14. In 13 it was just like a beta version, but now it has been finalized in Next.js 14 version. So I'm using the latest server action, and for modifying information in database I am not using any REST API. No need to create a REST API. Directly we can insert data in database using server action function, because these are asynchronous server function. Those can replace API. Remember that. That means directly I can put data in the database like we do in JSP, PHP or other server-side scripting languages. So we are doing the same here. For that we need a function that will execute at server and it will work as a server action. So for that I'm going to do some modification, and that function will give some confirmation at client side also. For that we need some information also. So here I'm creating that function. So I say new and I say MySQL server action.js. Remember? And here I say RAFCE. Remember that it is must to put here use server, because this component is going to be execute on server only. That, and here in this function we have to use previous state, and we have form data from form will come here, that we have to use. Remember this. Now this MySQL server action that we have to use in modify, but directly we can pass here also this, but it would not confirm the data is inserted or not. That's why we have to use hooks. For that I'm using two hooks. So I say const, here I say pending. First hooks I'm using, that is useFormStatus, like this I'm using first, and we have to import this. Directly is not importing, so I say useFormStatus, and one more I have to use useFormState from, I say React DOM. It is available in React DOM. So first I'm using this for pending. Second I'm using const and I say state. State means it will give the response from the server that data is inserted or not. And here I say form action. Remember that this form action which I am passing here, and I say use form state, and here we have to pass first of all the function that is using as a server action. So that is my SQL server action. Remember that this function I have to pass the same, this one, the server action, use server, this function. Then we have to pass initial state. Initial state means the message that will come here in this state. So for that I need to create that also. So I say const initial state, and this is the object which have a message that I will transfer from the server action, that is right now is null. So I save this. So this state will have a message that I will send from this, and that will make you confirm that your information is updated or not. Now I have to use these pending and that. For that, suppose this insert I have to use. So I say here that if pending means this work is going on, then we have to display inserting ... like this. Otherwise you have to display insert like that I'm going to use here for button. So if there is a pending situation, means it taking a long time, then it will display inserting on a button. Otherwise insert is there. Now I have to display some information in div tag also. So I say div tag, and this information means the status that we have inserted the record or not. So here I say that state question mark dot message. If this is available, then we have to display this information in h3, and I say that it is state dot message like this. Otherwise it is null. Though no message is there, then it is null. Now I can define here class name, that is bg basis and bg danger, red color. like this. So if there is a message, that it will display in this message. Remember that. So this message, everything front side is ready, but we have to make ready this also, because so far just we created it, we have not inserted any record. So this form data will have the information. So we have to get this information first of all. So I say const because this information is coming from these form. Remember that these form data will go to form action. That form action will send this information to here, and here I am going to receive. So I say sid equal to, but for that I say form data sid equal to form data dot get, and here I say sid. So that is get is sid. Sid is where we have sid. Here you see we have input type sid. So first one is sid, second one is sname. So first one is sid, then I make two copy and I say here sname. Here I give the name sname. Here I say course, and here I say course, like this. Done. So now we have sid, name and course. So we can insert this information. But for that I want to use the same server action function for all my CRUD operation, and that's why I have to check whether it is insert operation, update or delete operation. For that I have to make some modification here also. So in button I say the name of the button is submit, and we have a value here. So I say value of this is insert. So with the help of this value I will identify whether this is insert, update or delete button. So for that I save this, and once again here I take one more get, that is submit. Remember that. So submit. So I have this button, so I will give name submit to all my buttons, and here I say b name, button name. Now I check if the b name is equal to insert. Remember that if there is a insert button is there, then we have to insert, otherwise we have to do other operation. Now here I check if this sid is not equal to null and sname not equal to null, means empty, then I say s over course is there, so I say s course, and I say this s course is not equal to empty, like this. If this is there, then I will do insert operation, otherwise I say else. And here if this is not okay, that means I have to return a message to the client that field cannot be empty. So this is the information that I am sending to the client, and for that I have to refresh the client page. That means this page I have to refresh again. For that I say revalidate path, that is must to execute. So I say revalidate path, and here I need to pass this URL that this should be revalidate. So this information will refresh and this value will display in a message. In a message means in this status, this that I am displaying here. Now this is I think okay. Insert operation, we have to insert also record. So I say here const result equal to execute query. Remember that we are executing a query. For that I say await, and here I pass a query. I say insert into student values, and here I say in values 3 question mark, because 3 variables are there. Then I need array, and here I pass sid, sname, order should be same, course, like this. So I pass these things and I check if result dot affected rows. Remember, affected rows means there are some information is inserted. Then I revalidate it, and we have to send the information to the client that some information is inserted. So if it is there row affected, then I say record inserted. If row is affected rows, then this, otherwise else I have to give information, copy and paste here, say record not inserted, save that. So that we have to check. I think this is done right now, and this is also done right now. We will design this form also with bootstrap. Just I check once again the information, it is running or not, and it executing. I click on insert and it taking lot of time, so that means there's some problem. So once again I check modify, and yeah, this is a problem. Here I have to take array, not a object. Save this, because in this array we have to pass this information. So once again I stop it, start it again, and I click on insert, and you see field cannot be empty. So these field cannot be empty. We are getting a response from this server action form. So I think it is running. We have to make some, I can say, decoration of this form, and then I try to insert a record. For that I just design this form. So I say div tag, this div tag we have, and under this div tag I say badges, and I say bg warning. Save this, and I think we have this. Now I say here deflex, and I say justify content center, and I say flex, that is center. Save this, and you see we are in center. Now I design this form also. So in this form I say class name, and I say deflex, and I say flex in the column, because I need column. All the text box should display like this in a column format, you see. Now individually I have to design all the component. So here I say class name, and here I say padding is 2, margin is 2, mx auto. These are the bootstrap setting that I am trying to give here. This one, okay, first one is there. Then I say that is call 4. The size of this I should give 4. It is small one. Why is like this? Okay, I remove this, no need of this. Then I say rounded. Save this. You see we have rounded here, and same class I copy this also and this also. And for button also I put here, but here in place of this I say btn primary, and I say save this, and you see button is also executing or running. And size of this form, I think form is there, flex is there, and I need to cut this all information from here to the form, I think. Save this. This is right now working properly, and I can design this also. I say that is call 4. Try to see the size. Yeah, now it is okay. So here also I say call 4. Here also I say call 4, and for button I say that is call 2. Save this, and you see button is there, but I want this button should come in the center also. So it is also under the form, but it is not coming in the center of the screen. So I say deflex and say justify content center. Save this, refresh. This is not coming in the center. Flex justify content, content, content center. This is not coming in the center. mx auto. Save this. Yeah, now it is coming properly at the center. I will add more button also for this, and this form we should have in center also. So container we have, bases and warning we have, so I put this also here. Save this. You see everything is perfect. Now it's coming in center also, and now form is ready. I can activate my data also, means this form is I can also activate. Save this, display record. So I have disabled it. So you see record is coming here down, display record. This is also coming, but if I click here for inserting a record, then it refresh and it say field cannot be empty. Because why? Because we are passing a empty record. Now I have to pass a record. So you see in this ID we do not have a ID number 1 record. We have different ID, but we do not have a ID number 1. So I say ID number 1 and I say here Dr. Vipin classes, and here I say PhD, course number is PhD. I click insert and you see record inserted, and you see record is also here. And I'm refreshing page just to display this information, because it's the way to reflect the data on this page. Remember that I click on one insert and record inserted is coming, and we have the record also Dr. Vipin classes. And information is wrong because name and is giving wrong information. In place of course we have this, and in place of this we have this. So some information is wrong. So what is the wrong that I see? So that is as name as course. So I think this order is wrong. So I have to give here as course, I think so, and here I give as name. That's okay. Save this. Try to insert one more information. I say ID number 2 and insert. You see now it is okay. So that order of field was wrong. Course is first, name is second. That's why it was doing wrong information. So now it is 2 ID and value we have, course we have, name we have, and we can delete this wrong information in later video. So you see that we have created here this information, and this information should be goes to center. So I say class name, I say text should be to the center. Yeah, this one we are having a center SQL, MySQL with server action in Next.js. You see, so all information coming perfectly without any problem. So we have completed insert operation by using server action. You see now next two operation is very easy. Just I have to make copy and paste of this, and I will modify the query as per the requirement, and my update and delete will be performed. So how to do this we will see in next two videos. In this video I explain you that how to design a form for CRUD operation, what is server action I have explained, how to use useFormStatus, UseFormState hook for server action I have explained you that I have explained you here. Remember that. So with the help of these two I'm getting a status pending, I'm getting a state, means the message which we are displaying here, this message is coming because of this useFormState, and the status it is pending, it taking a time, it coming from this. Then how to insert data in MySQL I have explained with the help of this code. So we have done this. So we have inserted the record. Now in next video we see update and delete. So if you like it, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.